So I think there's been another reminder when it comes to ICP, and let me explain what it is, even though nothing I say is financial advice, because recently a researcher at Dfinity who goes by the name of Bjorn, he made a post regarding Mission 70. Now, what is Mission 70? It just gives context first. I'm going to explain this, then I'll talk about more in depth about what he posted later. So Mission 70 is allegedly this strategic plan, apparently, to reduce ICP inflation by 70% by the end of 2026. So it's pretty ambitious, right? I mean, it's pretty, interesting if they could actually pull it off. But Bjorn, which again is a researcher at Dfinity, he explains why it is suggested to reduce the maximum dissolve delay from 8 years to 2 years. Now, people may be thinking, like, again, who cares about this? Well, supposedly, he says that the goal is to recalibrate governance incentives while reducing long-term inflation, which I think, kind of makes sense, maybe. I'm not a researcher at Dfinity, but I'm just saying from a bird's eye view standpoint of view, kind of my mindset is if their intent after all is to reduce ICP inflation by 70% by the end of this year, I mean, it kind of makes sense, right? To recalibrate governance incentives while reducing long-term inflation through the reduction, or should I say through reducing the maximum dissolve delay from 8 years down to 2 years. But yeah, I think that's kind of the coolest reminder I've seen so far when it comes to ICP, regarding it, I should say. But in the meantime, though, people as of right now are saying, wow, ICP had a slight recovery. I understand that. And, I'm not going to complain, but ICP is still below $3, by the way, right? I mean, it's not like it's doing the best, but I don't mind though, right? If there is a slight recovery, I'll be happy. And if I think about it as well, if let's say the altcoin space does pick up again, and let's say, we see the full effects of maybe Mission 70, we'll wait and see, but I'm saying if we see it kind of play out in a very massive way, maybe that could affect ICP. Who knows, right? Because if their intent is to reduce inflation when it comes to ICP, why would that be a bad thing? At least when I take a look at it in regard to Dfinity and what they're trying to do overall, not only when it comes to the internet computer, but also when it comes to like Caffeine AI, which is a self-writing apps platform. So yeah, overall, you know, I still like what Dfinity is doing. But again, if they could actually reduce the inflation by that much, maybe, I think it'd be pretty awesome, especially if there was a hypothetical altcoin season. But here's the thing. Let's say they don't reduce the inflation at all. Let's say they have no plans to do that. In a random make-believe hypothetical scenario, right? Again, this is not the real scenario because supposedly they are trying to do Mission 70, but I'm just saying, imagine if they don't have anything planned for the reduction of ICP inflation, maybe. ICP has already proven that it was able to reach almost $19 not that long ago. Like, for instance, ICP, if we take a look at it, even back in 2025, we saw it at $10 at certain points, right? I mean, is $10 the best thing of all time? No, but just because ICP is below $3, if it just goes to $10, we're already like, again, over 3 times lower than that though. So the way to take a look at it is, okay, sure. I mean, maybe ICP never experiences a hypothetical altcoin season in a random make-believe scenario, and also maybe in a random make-believe scenario as well, it never sees anything regarding Mission 70. We've already seen ICP reach $10 without all this, right? I mean, okay, first of all, we did not see Mission 70 back then. Also, on top of that, does anyone think 2025 was an altcoin season, or even 2024? I don't. So ICP has already proven without all this proposed stuff that it was able to reach over $10. That's the thing. And again, without even an altcoin season. So personally, kind of my mindset is, does it even really need an altcoin season? Does it even really need Mission 70 at all? In order for me to have a going to Sizzler type of moment? The answer is no, in my opinion, because we didn't see all this type of stuff back then when it comes to ICP, and it was still able to reach over $10 not that long ago. If I take a look at it, back in 2024, in April, it was almost $19. Again, was there any sort of talks or any massive narrative regarding Caffeine AI at that time? Arguably, I would say, not that I noticed. right? Furthermore, was there anything planned regarding Mission 70 back then in terms of the talks and stuff like that that was like very, well known? Personally, for me, not that I was aware of. And ICP was doing way better back then, right? Without the narrative pretty much in a massive way when it comes to caffeine AI, without the stuff that we're seeing regarding what's planned for Mission 70, without all that. And also without an altcoin season as the cherry on top. And still, we're pretty much around 6 times lower than that. Again, right? We're around 6 times lower than almost $19. That's the thing. So we've already seen that. That's the thing. We've already seen almost $19 without all that. So with all this, kind of going on, if maybe we do hypothetically see an altcoin season, what would happen? If it maybe did more than $19, I don't think it would surprise me, but it maybe doesn't even need to. If altcoins, in terms of the sentiment, just went back to 2024 levels or, kind of early 2025 levels, I'm already going to Sizzler. That's kind of my mindset. Because, again, ICP is below $3 as of right now, though. That's the thing. So, yeah, overall, when I take a look at it, I mean, I feel like Dfinity is still doing things. And, I think it's pretty cool. But, in case anyone is wondering why my voice is kind of like low a little bit, it's because I'm feeling a little bit under the weather. So, yeah, it is what it is. But hopefully, it'll be good in a couple days. So, yeah, it is what it is. That's the way to take a look at it. However, if I still see like an update or a reminder or something like that when it comes to ICP, I'll be sure to talk about it because I'm still a fan of the project, right? I mean, ICP is currently ranked 47th in the world in terms of market cap within this space. So it's not like an irrelevant project or anything like that. I mean, sure, it's had a big pullback, but it's still kind of up there in terms of popularity. And also, the way you take a look at it is that when it comes to ICP, right? Kind of my reaction is, I can't do anything beyond waiting. So I'm just going to be waiting. I mean, that's it. I can't really do any much more than that, though. But in the meantime, if they are going to make more updates regarding Mission 70 and what's kind of going on there, and also, if I do see something going on when it comes to the price charts of ICP, I'll be sure to talk about it. But yeah, only time will tell. As of right now, I'm still waiting and still holding, and I guess that's pretty much about it. So, I can't really do anything else more than that. However, yeah, I just want to say thank you for watching, and I hope you all have a very nice day. It's Billy the Captain, and again, I'll be hopefully sure to make more updates when it comes to the internet computer. And I hope you all have a very nice day. I'm out. Peace. Bye.